Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states. And
it's not here. It is $3 a gallon in Florida right now.
In some places, $1.99 a gallon. When I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85.
Tell me this thing's gonna buffer. I might have to go reset this shit. Let me turn my up real quick.
A gallon for gasoline.
What's up, Jake? What's the way to got you, okay? How much gas by anywhere where y'all live at? By me, it's right at $3 a gallon. Y'all give me just a second. I'll be right back.
Mortgage rates are the lowest. New mortgages down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that. 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months.
Hey, I seen a new electric car that Jay Leno was doing some kind of like advertisement with. It was supposed to be around $25,000, but it was a car you could make into anything you wanted. It could be a pickup truck, it could be an SUV, whatever. It was kind of cool. We'll see how it does.
I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000
Let's see how many of these motherfuckers sit there
in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger
Twilight's
and bigger
for real. Yeah, that's what I was figuring to say sooner history. Let's see how many of these
American
motherfuckers sit
oil
there and not
production
even
is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil. American natural gas.
Boy, the Democrats don't want us to do nothing, do they, man?
I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill.
One whole half side of that place ain't acknowledging shit he's saying.
Any time in the history of our country, think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today, and 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector. We ended DEI in America.
Yeah, that's what I was listening to when I was trying to get it turned on. I had it on Crowder, but I couldn't listen to them kids, man.
We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4.
You know, I don't care who you are. You have to be some kind of knowledgeable about what's going on.
Million Americans a record off of food stamps.
Oh, you know they're not going to get up for that.
And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
This is right now, Josh.
Our country is
live right now.
winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't
What's up,
take
Rusty?
it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say,
I have to stop it every now and then, or they'll
hey,
get
no, no, no. You're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
There you go. What's up, Chandelier? That's because they don't want hit for being live, I think, probably, Chandelier. Well, they did something to be proud of, too, man. I'm proud of them. I don't watch hockey, but anytime you win a gold in the Olympics, that's something to be proud of.
Go ahead.
You see him missing that tooth? They put him right up front, didn't they?
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team
yeah, I
in
know it.
overtime, as everybody saw. As
He's
did
upset
the
anyway. That dude
American
got the
women
devil in
who
him.
will
dude.
soon be coming to the White House.
He don't know if he's coming or going, man. What's up, Grizz?
They were in the Oval Office before. And I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
That's right, baby. Show it to him.
Think of it, 46 shots on goal. And I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. You practiced that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
What's up? Hell yeah. You know, that's got to be a good feeling to be honored by your country, man. I wonder if they'll buy that dude his gold tooth they were fucking asking about on Instagram.
Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best. And I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no. And every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but got hard. They make an issue about everything, man. They can't come together over nothing, dude. people will see it, man.
I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics. And it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
Look, they wouldn't even get back.
And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got them both.
You know, there's no reason to hate Biden. Biden didn't do nothing. He didn't know where he's at. Believe that.
I got him in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place, and now I've got him because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup,
Yeah,
so we have the World Cup
did,
and the
Gina.
Olympics coming, and that is exciting news. So this will be.
And in my opinion, they use Biden that way. That way, if anything come back, they couldn't do shit to him. You know what I mean?
A year to
What's up, Ford? How you
celebrate our
doing, buddy?
country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17,
I can't believe she's
Buddy
trying to run
volunteered
again.
to defend America in World
When
War
have you ever seen somebody get run for president that nobody voted for? Nobody. I mean, tell me that's, part of our system, democratic. Tell me that's democracy, right?
II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost
They
killed
all
by
are,
enemy
Josh.
machine
I hate to
guns
tell you
in
this, but they're all
Luzon.
pieces of shit, bro.
And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
It's like he's saying
But he
pretty with
earned
it.
many honors, including a
Bro,
Purple
from what I
Heart.
understand, they were I can't remember what they said they were giving him, but they were dosing him to fuck up, and then 1 minute he was up moving around, and then they was dosing him to get him to go to bed. It was just
And a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th,
probably some of the best shit he ever had in his life,
2026,
too, Rusty. You know what?
100th birthday.
Hey, what about some of these people that hold seats that have runners for them, huh? In retirement homes, and somebody else is their mouthpiece. Like, what the fuck is going on with that? They're not even there. That's crazy.
So, buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one? As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClymont closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety.
I met a young man this weekend who's leaving for the Coast Guard. And I was like, thank you, son. And he just kind of looked at me for a minute. I said, people don't realize just how much we depend on the Coast Guard. I was like, I spend a lot of time on the water, man. I'm one that I'm thankful for people like that. So we appreciate you taking that route with your life, you know. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that, Rusty.
People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight,
I hadn't
Scott
really
and
checked
Millie
in nothing
Kate
about it.
are here
I heard
together.
shit. I mean, I'd heard
reunited
rumors
for
of
the
it or
very
whatever,
first
but
time. Thank you.
I still
Scott,
really
Millie
wasn't
Kate.
paying attention to politics, man. Not too tough, anyhow. What's up, Tex? How you doing, sir? Oh, no shit.
And Petty Officer Ruskin,
Yeah, that
I'm
ain't good.
pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you.
Johnny ought to be an expert on that topic, playing rubber ducks, and, you know, with his dad in the shower. He could probably give us some insight on that. I hate these damn commercials.
Do you support Israel?
Yeah, I'll have to look at that. I never have checked into that, though.
The service, military aid. Thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today,
Now, I seen them
every
pictures in that
generation of
laptop.
Americans.
I'll tell you that. I seen that. I seen that young lady with her hands duct taped behind her back. I was sick to my stomach, man.
Step forward to defend
I know,
life,
fuck
liberty,
you
and the
bid on
pursuit of
humans
happiness.
like that.
And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together, we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year,
Oh,
I
yeah.
urged this
Yeah, no, I
Congress
wasn't too
to
happy
begin
about
the
that. I
mission
didn't
by
understand that
passing
either. Like, you're talking about it was cheaper to leave all that equipment than it was to bring it home. I mean, that just didn't make no sense. Get them people out of there. You mean tell me there wasn't people to fly some of that shit? Now, some of the rolling vehicles I could understand, but like them fucking helicopters and the airplanes and shit, that you mean tell me you didn't have pilots for them already?
Largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single
Yeah,
one
that's
of them,
what I kinda
voted
got
against
out of that
these
too, Russ.
really important and very necessary massive tax cuts.
So I watched analysis. I guess that's how you say it. Somebody that does body language and all that. And they were going over that Hillary interview, and they were picking apart her body language on it. And the way that she was shaking her head before, she was asked questions and stuff like that.
They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime,
That's what's up.
and no tax on Social Security for our great
I
state.
always hated that, right? Because you get somebody who's really willing to work and they can't work overtime because motherfucking taxes on it just wasn't worth putting the time in. At least now, Imagine working 60 hours a week and you bring home about the same as if you'd work 40. What's the point? Never have understood that.
And we also made interest on auto loans
We let
tax
people-
deductible.
We
The
left
first
people we had promised to get out for their help. Well, in Afghanistan, those people and families were killed. Yeah, that ain't good, man.
time, but only if the car is made in America.
See, that's the part that gets me, right? With these tariffs and stuff, people don't understand. If you buy American, you don't have tariffs on that shit. So what's the big deal? You should want to buy American anyway. I mean, and if you got an extra incentive to buy American, that's the whole point behind that shit, ain't it? These people can't get behind that. You're talking about our country and its well-being eventually, because yes, it might be a struggle right this second, but later on, as everything gets going and we're making stuff here again, it will make us prosper more, because that shit rolls downhill. I mean, I know y'all understand that,
Recently in
but
Pennsylvania, I met
it amazes
Megan
me how many
Hemhauser,
people don't
a devoted
understand that.
mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment.
Yeah.
Megan is here this evening, and she's
Yeah,
happy
I'm going to tell you one thing. The old man, he's smart now, which I know I've said that a million times, but he told me the worst thing they ever did to this country was that free trade agreement. When they did that, it sucked a a lot of the industry out of the United States. And the only way we're going to be prosperous and not have to depend on other nations is to make stuff here. That's just all there is to it. And yes, there's going to be fucking hard times, but we're going to be in worse times if we don't. And that's what I don't get, that people don't understand.
Tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and her expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half.
You know, I used to get tips on the road all the time, man, from drivers. Especially when you're quick, you get there, you get them back on the road fast. And it's just like in today's time, people don't have no money. And it's not the same. You can always tell when the country's doing good because you'll go back to getting tips again. People have extra money. And now, dude, it's getting rough out there. And let me tell you something, you might not realize this, but when you start fucking with the trucking industry, that's the people that deliver everything. When they're starting to have a hard time and people can't afford to run them trucks, we're in trouble.
Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts.
A lot of owner operators out of business.
I did not name that
because they just couldn't afford it.
Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the third row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people.
Yeah. So they won't even get up and clap for that.
When I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad
Oh, it's
Gerstner,
a rough job, man.
Tremendous.
Imagine being away from your home 5-6 days a week, every week, and some longer than that. And then you get to where you're living in your truck, you know, and you can't even afford to do that. I should warn people, you know.
This guy, he was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad.
That's why they push for all these drivers, these illegal immigrant drivers and shit. They knew what they were doing. That's why they open the doors and the floodgates for all these fucking illegals. They go and take this little trucking course. It's a couple weeks long, and then they got a driver's license. And it's fucking crazy. These people are not truck drivers.
So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov, trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years. were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful countries saving.
Why do they want to fuck him up so bad? Why didn't I don't get it, man. I just don't.
It's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in. Peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already
It's almost like
tested
some of
and
these
approved.
people really hate
And as time goes by, I
our
believe
country
the
so
tariffs
fucking much
paid
that they're
for by
willing
foreign
to just
countries
go out
will,
of
like
their way to
in the
try to fuck
past,
shit up.
substantially replace the modern
I still
day
want to see what they're
system of
going to do,
income tax,
which I mean,
taking a
I know
great
he
financial
can't run
burden
again,
off
but
the
I'm
people
still
that I love.
curious to see what they're going to do if they figure out that the election was taken in 2020.
Right? Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. Put America first. I love America. For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy
Yeah,
to
that's what I see,
immigration.
Josh.
Everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New Scam, open borders for
She got that
everyone.
resting bitch face,
They
didn't she?
poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now, the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word affordability, a word. They just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they
Just a
caused and
asshole, too, ain't
created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
They don't give a fuck. Them motherfuckers eat whatever they want every night. They not eating top ramen. They don't give a fuck. They ain't having to fucking eat hamburger helper. They could give a fuck less.
They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward. The price of eggs is down 60%. Madam Secretary, thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon we'll see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing costs of health care caused by you. Since the
Point them out,
passage of
goddammit.
the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies.
Bro, let me tell you something. They're not bullshitting about that. Do you know when I go to the doctor that every time that I go, it costs me more than if I pay out of fucking pocket? If I use my insurance, it costs me more than if I just pay the whole bill myself. That doesn't make any sense. And my wife keeps our insurance up to date.
For the people.
I never have
With our
understood
government
that one.
giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars.
I went to the eye doctor. It was going to cost me $390 if I used my insurance. It was like 150 fucking bucks if I just paid for it without running my insurance. How is that? What the fuck is going on with that?
A year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I
want to say it was like
the great
390
healthcare
bucks.
plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much lower cost. In addition,
Oh,
my
they
plan
damn sure do too,
requires
and they're using it, man.
maximum price
I went and had
transparency.
I know y'all are familiar with a scope. I had a scope done, and they wanted like $7,500 is what it was going to cost me to have it done. And man, I was just like, what? That's when I started figuring out about the insurance shit. Somebody's laying on their deathbed and it shit just pisses you off. You know, you pay fucking insurance the whole time you working and shit, and then you get to where you need it, and then all of a sudden you're hit with,
It's a big deal.
don't make no fucking sense.
Sounds so simple, so big.
And then they tell you, well,
And I did
if you
that in
qualify
my
for
first
this
term,
or
and
if
the
you qualify
Democrats
for that.
immediately
It's like,
terminated
motherfucker, I've been paying
with
insurance.
full
Why
knowledge
do I
that they
need to
were
see if I
doing a
can
very bad
qualify
thing
for
for the
something?
people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on healthcare and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before. Other presidents tried to do
That
it,
motherfucker there had a
but
good
they
script,
never
didn't he?
could. They
Old
tried.
Stoneface Jackson there.
Most didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action. But I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for
Hell, what about them
drugs
fucking getting
will now pay
commercials,
the lowest
CDL
price
license, and
anywhere
can't
in the
even
world
speak
for
fucking
drugs.
English?
Anywhere, the lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, Should be my third term. But strange things happen.
Your perfect domain.
Good. Maybe he's going to talk about that. I was hoping he would. We'll see if he does. Only thing with Trump, when he does talk, he doesn't really put a lot of information out there. He just says a lot of slick shit and moves on.
100% and more, all available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way. And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big, Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500, a reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom.
I know where there's some kids in Canada
So
that
now
could
I'm
use a
calling
great
on
mom.
Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters, because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? Which
Hey, how many people go in their cell phones and shit like that and actually turn that data shit off to try to make it where they can't mine data from them?
the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns.
Yeah, it's a
You're
privacy
going to see
thing,
some good
Josh.
things
Look
happen
into
over
it.
the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston.
Wake your ass
She
up,
placed
boy.
bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying
Good.
up in the thousands single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Racel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have
That ain't
millions
shit.
and
That ain't shit. $30,000 ain't shit. What happened to fucking people being able to work at a company for 20 years and be able to retire?
millions of people.
They have
because
fucked
the
this
stock
country
market
up
has
when
done
it
so
comes to
well,
that.
setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of
You have a
working Americans
401k,
still
you
do
get
not have
a couple
access to a retirement
$100,000,
plan
and
with matching
in today's
contributions
time, that
from
money ain't
an
shit.
employer. To remedy this gross
What's up, British
disparity, I'm
Bulldog?
announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year as we ensure that all Americans can profit from a
You couldn't
rising
even
stock
really,
market.
$1
Let's
million
also ensure that
ain't nothing anymore.
members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Yeah, 80 years old working at Walmart and McDonald's because they fucking have to. That's bullshit. That is fucking bullshit. And people should be allowed. I mean, if they want to work, that's one thing, but
They
they
stood
shouldn't
up
have
for
to.
that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here?
Ha ha.
Count it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay. I wasn't sure if anybody, even on this side, was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have
Now, how in the fuck
pillaged
were they
an
allowed to do
estimated
that?
$19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance.
I don't even know how that bitch can sit in the fucking audience and even have anything to say. Wonder where her brother husband is.
He'll get it done. And if we're able to
Oh, he's
find
probably
enough
hanging out with his
of
mom's
that
sister.
fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption,
Like, yeah,
and
no, bitch, it's
lawlessness
there.
are the norm.
How can
not
you
the
defend
exception.
something like that?
Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the
Oh,
USA.
look at the Karen gonna grab her
And it
hand.
is
It's
the
okay,
American
baby. It's
people who
okay.
pay the price
Yeah,
in
fuck
higher
you too,
medical
bitch.
bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah.
That bitch got a fuck ice pin on.
Delilah Colvin was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into
Yeah,
her
there should be
stopped
no
car
dual
traveling at
citizenship
60 miles
at all.
an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien.
If you're not born here and raised here, you shouldn't be
given a
fucking
commercial
making
driver's
bills and laws
license
for
by
people
open
here.
borders politicians.
I never
in
have understood that.
California. Doctors said Delilah would never
Bro,
be
I
able
was
to walk or
listening. I
talk.
can't remember who I was
have a good
listening
life.
to, but I was listening to somebody on the way home from work the other day. And now they're talking about China renting American wombs and then having a birthright baby sending it back to China, and then having the birthright visa after the kid's been raised in China and there's one already. It's working in the military over there. This happened over 20 years ago, but it's starting to become a thing now. And supposedly there's a place in California. They're taking these women and paying them like fucking $50,000 to $75,000 to rent their womb. And it's like, what the fuck are people thinking? Are they that desperate for money that they're going to, I just don't think they think that shit through, the damage they're going to do to this country by doing that.
She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
Oh. I don't know if it said they don't care, Josh, or if they've been brainwashed into thinking that what they're doing is okay.
Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Oh. Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank
you. What's wrong with coming over here legally? You know, there's certain countries that won't let convicted felons come to their country, and that's understandable. But why is it that we're supposed to just fucking receive everybody? I never have understood that either. Just like with the voter ID shit. You mean tell me in California it's illegal to ask for a legal ID to vote?
Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight, I'm demanding the
Well,
full
people
and
make
immediate
decisions for the rest of
restoration of
America
all
based on
funding
their
for the
feelings
border
instead of the
security,
information
homeland
that's in front of
security
them. That's
of
fucked
the
up.
United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things
He's
about
talking
the
about,
State of
was
the
he talking
Union
about New York?
is how it gives
Where New York was wanting people to come down there and shovel snow and they would pay them, but they had to have 2 forms of ID. But to come and vote now, you don't need no fucking ID. Now make that make sense. But to get paid from them, well, you got to have 2 forms of legal ID.
Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens.
Hey, I'm not
illegal
going
aliens.
to know what the fuck's going on with all this politics because I absolutely do not, but I'm trying to figure it out for sure. But I'll tell you, there's just some things when you hear it, you're like, what the fuck? That makes sense. He's like, look at these pictures.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Bro, you hear that bitch?
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
Yeah, tell
To
that
stop
stupid inbred to
illegal
shut the
aliens and
fuck up.
others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections, that cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple.
I will defend your constitutional rights against any
Shut the fuck up.
All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote.
I don't even know why that's a thing, man.
And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
Yeah, voter ID shouldn't even be a question.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
I don't know why he can't write that in. You would think that that would be a law that he could write in himself. You know what I mean? And nobody would be able to say anything about it with his presidential powers. I don't know what the deal is with that, why he can't, but I mean, hell, that's fucking common sense.
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
Yeah, that race card shit's about paid out, ain't it?
And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage
I think it's
Blair
funny
and
when they
her
try to
mother,
say Trump's racist. Every rapper, every black drug dealer, all of them wanted to be just like Trump through the 90s. When he become president, then all of a sudden he become this racist dude. And it's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? It just
In
goes to show
2021,
how
Sage was
toxic the
14
media
when
is.
school
towards
officials in
people.
Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full-ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
The fuck was that? It looks
Thank
like
you
you
for
don't
your
even want to
great
be there.
bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we're even talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man.
Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you. They're crazy. Amazing. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
These people are crazy.
No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support.
It is
She gets
very
better
wild.
bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to
I don't think she's that
succeed and
pretty, man.
strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives
She's
reflect
not
the
ugly
First
by no
Lady's
means,
impact.
but she's not all that.
Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both. And Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much.
Oh, she's definitely a class. Sure. But 8 different languages? One of them being Trumpinism. What's up, Cynthia? Well, that youngin's fucking grown, ain't he?
I'm very
Look how
proud to
big
say that
he is.
during my time in office, both
Holy shit, man.
the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal.
Oh, yeah.
This is especially true among young people. And
Yeah,
a big part
it-
of that had to
It's
do
all
with
out of feelings, man, and
my great
emotions.
friend,
It ain't nothing to do
Charlie
with it.
Kirk, a great
Best
guy,
of people.
great guy. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
Damn, I hate to hear that, brother. I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you.
We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zarutska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina fled war-torn
Yeah. It
war-torn
definitely is
Ukraine to
time to
live
turn
with
down the country.
relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror.
That young
on
lady wasn't doing
Irina's
nothing. She
face
was
as
just
she
sitting
looked
there,
up
just
at
become
her
a victim
attacker
of
in the
violence.
last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretsky, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there. Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success. New Orleans, Louisiana, big success.
It's
And
like
our
you can't disagree with everything he's saying. I get having different political views, but you got to agree on some of the shit, you know? I mean,
nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen? In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down.
I know you've been following
close
it.
to
I've been kind of doing a little
100%
digging today
from a year
myself.
ago. They don't like to hear that. One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country.
I'll check it out.
And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Eva Lee. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her that never see anything like her.
Damn, that sucks, man.
So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance.
Yeah, they
except
stood up on that one.
his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying. And after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right.
Hell yeah.
Amazing, actually. I said, where's this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great.
I think
Nice
they
to
just
see you. He's a
using to
good-looking
download
guy.
him every now
Nice
and
to
then.
see you. Thanks,
He had a
Andrew.
USB plug,
Thank you very
you know.
much.
How crazy would it be if that motherfucker really was a robot? I know y'all seen that shit. My only question is what would a robot be itching the back
So
of his neck
Andrew,
for?
while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Yeah, they was trying to say he was a robot. Lord Ludicrous. They was trying to say he was a robot with a rubber mask on. And his ass probably. Hands with invisible people. I know. Bro, who would even think some shit? Right.
We love you all.
Yeah,
Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for
I don't know,
Americans
getting
at
lost in that
home, and we
fucking
are
park, though,
also
Rusty. That kind of made me go,
restoring
what
security
the fuck
for
is going on? This
Americans
kid's been here
abroad.
80
Our
years. He
country
don't
has
know
never
his way
been
through that
stronger. In
garden.
my first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? Sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people said the Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your
Old
help.
man's
Thank you,
doing awful
Steve.
fucking
Thank you,
good to
Jared.
be his age.
And I
Say it's
also
come
want to thank
from
the man
fucking
they
with
report
you, huh?
to, Secretary of State Marco
He was
Rubio. Thank you,
redirecting,
Marco.
huh? I don't know. He's done text me, Lord Ludacris. He's done Instagram message me. Weird fucking cat, dude.
People like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was
I
in
ain't even looked
Congress. I
at
think
it.
our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever.
This motherfucker says, sure, believe what you want. It's your ending, Bubba. I believe you're mentally challenged and disturbed, so you can fuck off and go enjoy yourself. You make me sick, so please just live your pedo protecting fairy tales elsewhere. What a fucking moron. Marco ain't welcome, huh?
Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead, and those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. That was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back, but we only got back
Never have like
14 or 15
Marco Rubio.
of
Never
the dead
have.
of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jerry got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be.
I'm gonna
They
tell
had
you, I
their
don't
boy
know
back. The mother said, sir,
if any of y'all have ever had anybody missing, but when they are, it's that's a different feeling, man.
we have our boy back. What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Take care. And we're working very hard to end the ninth war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military, obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. Good. For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protests. 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference
Let me ask y'all something. Why are the
preference
fucking
is to
military
solve this
members right here
problem
not
through
standing when he says
diplomacy.
shit like that?
But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called Peace Through Strength, and it's been very, very effective. So thanks to Republican in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces.
Oh, Rusty.
Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 4. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily. One meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is
Bitch heard paid in full. She
and
sat
every
up there.
service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That bitch heard paid in full.
You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute, for one more dollar, we can have $1,776. It's going to, I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar, I said $1,776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military. I'd never
Imagine
seen a
asking
person
your
in the
fucking
military
military
that
to
doesn't thank
sign
me
up
for
for
it, so
food
we're
stamps.
honored to do it. They deserve it.
Hey, y'all think about that
And
for a minute.
we call it 1776. It
Hey,
was
go
great.
put your life on the
And,
line, but
we
we
love our
can't pay you
military.
enough
We
to
love-
take care of your family. But we're going to teach you how to enroll for fucking food stamps and welfare. Get the fuck out of here.
our law enforcement. We love our
Nobody in the
firemen.
military
firemen don't
that
get
serves
mentioned
for the
enough. We
military
love our
should be
firemen.
hurting for money.
We're also
You see, they didn't talk about that shit very long, did they? That's when you know your
We're
country's
also
fucked up.
restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Good.
And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January,
America should have been helping people over there. Now, that's one country I can understand them helping is Mexico. Hell, that's right next door. They should have been working with them people a long time ago. We'll be over there pumping their oil before it's over with. You watch and
in
see.
January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power.
If I had the money
in
to
world
invest, Mexico's what I'd invest in.
history, no one's seen anything. Get foreign leaders, I won't tell you who.
'Cause you can
called me.
believe
They
it's not
said,
going to be
"Very
long and they're going to be up
impressive,
and running just
very
like America is.
They couldn't believe. They all watched. They saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby. Because we did that. My baby is becoming so important.
Oh, shit. Paul's glued to the TV right now. Space Force, where they at? Are the aliens fucking real? Never have seen somebody want to get probed by ET so fucking much.
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela,
Ah,
Delcy
Slayback, he's
Rodriguez,
just
to
wanting,
unleash extraordinary.
he does that because he realizes that if he fucks with somebody, other people will come in and fuck with him, right? It's all a attention thing with that dude.
Economic
Every bit of
gains
it.
for
That motherfucker's
both of our
possessed by a
countries and to
demon,
bring
bro.
new hope to those who have suffered so terribly.
You can't go
They really
on
did
saying
suffer.
that you're a
With us
chosen one
tonight
and,
is
and God's
Alejandro
nominated you to
Gonzalez.
save
He
the
grew up
children. And
in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was
listen,
especially close
blasphemy
to
on the
her
Holy
beloved
Ghost daily
Uncle Enrique.
is not going to end well
But
for
after
anybody.
Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down.
Mm. What's up, brother? What was he, Rusty? Was he was a prisoner of war over Afghanistan?
Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique.
He said, I'm out.
There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro, really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter, a big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter
Holy
landed at a
shit,
steep
dude.
angle.
What?
The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those
I know they were
lives and
fucking
souls
freak,
to face the enemy and
nasty,
let
man.
his
Like,
gun-
I watched some of them helicopter raids and shit, and you could see them coming from behind the barns with goats and sheep and shit. But
gunners eliminate the threat. Turn the helicopter around so the gunners
that's
could
nasty, man.
take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission.
I'll read more on
Probably
it, but
would
God
have
dog, after you got to the
had to
part where
cancel.
they was fucking getting young boys to dance for them, and then they didn't get aroused by him anymore after they grew beards. It's like, what the fuck? That's some weird shit, man.
The mission if that didn't happen. Eric
But they
told
want to
his
mix all these
co-pilot,
fucking
also
foreign
wounded,
natures,
but not as gravely,
nations
to
with our culture. I don't
take
get that.
over. I'm about ready to pass
There's a
out.
reason God separated
The
all of it.
success of the entire mission and the
Not
lives
saying
of
anything's
his
wrong
fellow
with
warriors
different
hinge
cultures
on
and shit,
Eric's
right?
ability
But,
to take
I mean, that of
searing
course
pain.
there's
It
shit
was
wrong with that, but
unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and land.
you know how sad it is somebody that call you a racist for just even thinking like that?
And people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric, and Amy. Come on in.
Shooters, new gun safe showroom, the largest in North.
Yeah, that's why a lot of them are fucked up too, Rusty.
So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now
Chandelier,
like to
you like
ask
birdhouses
General
and shit? Is that what y'all
Jonathan
talking about?
Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
That's funny you say that. That's one of the reasons why we're going to the Big Cypress Swamp down south this weekend coming up. We're gonna go down there. I'm hoping to hear some whippoorwills. You ever heard them? That's one of the prettiest sounding birds I've ever heard in my life. Hmm. Damn bird got free and I got jailed. Oh shit. So you use a jailbird, Rip it.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with
Yeah,
a
you
lot
can't
of
fuck
their
with them
fellow
Eagles.
warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg. We have it back. We brought it
Oh,
back.
when we went
won
to
the First
Alaska.
World War with it. The
I didn't realize how big some of them eagles were until we went to Alaska. And they're not scared of you either.
Second World
Some of them
War
birds
with
that
it,
come
and then
right
they
down
decided to
right in
change
front
the
of your
name.
face.
So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. and 10 of
There was
Eric's
a local
fellow
that was
warriors
feeding
from
one a
that
fish off the dock, and I was like,
incredible
"Oh,
night of
that was
victory
pretty
will
fucking
also
cool."
be
Same guy.
receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And Eric will be there. Thank you.
And that's a big old boy. Damn, that's crazy.
Thank you, Eric. That's a big one.
Hey, that's like a gopher turtle. You're not
Tonight
allowed to
we've
move
celebrated
a
many
gopher
truly
turtle out of
extraordinary
the boat.
American patriots, but there is one last living
I
legend
do it
to honor
anyway.
before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions.
Mm-mm.
In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight
World War II.
of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat
She
of the
just told
war.
him the
Despite
president's
being
talking
massively
about you.
outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversary while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh. You only had to wait fucking 50 years to get it, but he got it, damn it. Why does that dude look like Silence for the fucking Lambs? Hell yeah. Bro, it's funny you say that. I watch this kid that builds shit that ride on the abandoned railroad tracks, and he had an electric bicycle that was made for the mail company. It was $40,000. Insane. What's up, Pat Midnight?
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing. And It's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation.
I'll be right back. I'm going to
But
get
in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years, they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast
hey,
for us
Captain
to
Midnight,
conquer.
it's very telling when the Democrats won't stand up at all, or they won't acknowledge anything at all.
No dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by
When you got poor people
providence,
voting
and
Republican,
these first
there's something.
250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged
Actually, I'm
border
drinking
towns
ginger
of
ale right now.
Texas to the heartland
I do drink a
villages
lot
of
of coffee.
Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our
It
nation's
does, man.
capital,
It just shows
Washington,
that they're not
D.C.
willing to work with
The
him
golden
nowhere, you know.
age of America is
And the
upon
people
us.
pay for it.
The revolution that began
Ultimately.
in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in
Bro,
the
I
heart
used
of
to.
every American
used to.
patriot. And our future will be bigger,
I started drinking them
better,
fucking Red
brighter,
Bulls.
bolder, and more glorious than
I gotta
ever
slow down
before.
on them things. So.
Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.
Just no shit. And I hate to even say this, but I probably drink $20 worth of Red Bulls every day. I might as well be a fucking alcoholic. What?
The 2026 State of the Union Address. An hour and 47 minutes long, just about. That would be a record. That is the longest State of the Union in history.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Trump, man. I'm going to turn the volume down on this, dude. He really does try to be the people's president, don't he? Imagine he ain't even got to do that shit. All right, let's look up what fucking. This is what Rusty was talking about. Slaughtering in silence and witnessing children's sex abuse in Afghanistan. And it says Bachi Bazaar, a practice in which pubescent boys are hired to dance and entertain older men. Their masters dress their boys as women, and in addition to dancing, the boys submit to their master's sexual whims. After the boys grow beards, they are undesirable and no longer fulfill the functioning of sex servitude. Many accounts of how the practice of developed in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and across Central Asia. The origins of bocce could theoretically stretch back to the invasion of Alexander the Great, a well-documented practice in Greece. However, theories in Afghanistan, more recent and turbulent history, render boys vulnerable in various of war, economic conflict, and widespread poverty. The Taliban publicly condemned the practice in 1994. The founder of Taliban, Muhammad, famously rescued a young boy who was about to be raped by two military commanders. Throughout the 1990s, when the Taliban came to power in 96, they made illegal in violation of Islamic law. After the Taliban seized Omar issued. Well, I guess there was a lot of shit to read on that. Oh, no, that shit's sickening, man. Fucking with kids, they need to be electrified. Need to hook their balls up to a fucking 220 line and just let them fucking dance herself. Did Red Bull strike me out? Nah. Unless, I want to, means that we was talking about this a minute ago. Let me pull this shit up. I don't know if any of y'all had seen this shit. Let me see here if I can find it. Let me see. Give me just a second. I'm spelling a bitch's name wrong. That's why. How does bitch got 2 million fucking followers on Instagram? It says story time.
Jelly Roll, did you guys launch a smear campaign against me instead of actually answering any of the questions or responding to anything? Is that what you did? It looks like that's exactly what you did. It's actually comical at this point because they do the same thing over and over and over. So they have like a group of like losers. Like I'm talking just like some guys, mostly guys,
Well,
some
you got
girls
that
that are just
right?
losers. They have tons of restraining orders against them. Most of them have criminal records that you would not want your children in the same room. And it seems like every time Bunny and Jelly Roll have someone that they want to target, that same group goes after the person all at the same time. Okay, hardcore loser. I don't know this guy.
The way that she moves, who does she remind you of?
I don't know him. I don't know him. First he says he knows me. Watch this.
Nicole Arbor and this Jelly Roll beef. Look, I don't know Jelly Roll, and I'm about to share some stuff with you, but I do know Nicole to some extent. She doesn't make a whole lot of money, but let me tell you what she really does to try to get money. And this is an opinion or hearsay. It's shit I've seen with my own two eyes. And Nicole Arbor's pretty close to Satan. If not, she's one of his messengers.
But wait, in his stories, he says he never met me. Watch this.
Here's what I want to say about Nicole Arbor. By the way, my friend Dustin Black shot his first music video. And in the music video, I was holding a fake gun to the back of a congressman's head. They cut my scene out of the video when the big corporations picked it up. But anyway, Nicole was in that video too. And I didn't even talk to her. I mean, and like, I couldn't stand even being in the room.
You mean you were just on a music video set with me that you were an extra on, but your scene was so bad that they cut it. But we were in the same room together, except I never shot in a room for that music video. I shot out on a ranch where I was playing drums in the back of a pickup truck. But cool story, bro.
So I tell you that because when we were at that video thing, she, probably looked me up or whatever and saw that I was friends with Tommy and a couple of other people that she's burned. And she blocked me before we were, she'd already had problems with Tommy Vext at that time. And Tommy's a good friend of mine.
And always with this Tommy Vext guy. He loves pretending that he's my ex-boyfriend. I knew him for a total of 2 weeks, period, in real life, in my life. In my whole life, I knew this loser for 2 weeks. And then I saw that he had a restraining order against him for being super violent to a woman.
Whitney Johns received a 2-year restraining order against Jelly Roll's friend, Tommy Vext, for abuse, stalking, and harassment allegations. There were photos of injuries and hundreds of vile posts made about her by Vext, who was arrested in 2024 on other charges. In retaliation, Bunny XO had Tommy Vext on her podcast to defame Whitney after the restraining order was granted.
Saw that he had a whole bunch of other restraining orders, and I'm like, bye. And he even posted on his stories how lovely I am and how wonderful I am. Until he was allegedly hired as part of a smear campaign by Bunny.
She blocked me before we were,
You're telling everybody that I blocked you because I remember you sending me so many creepy messages under my photos and stuff. I was like, this guy's disgusting. And I blocked him. And this is the kind of person that is making videos for Bunny and Jelly Roll. My assumption is that he was paid to do this, and there will be many more who will be paid to do this. And here's Bunny in the comments. Anytime a woman tries to get away from this group of sickos, they run the same smear campaign on her. I'm not the first. I don't even think I'm the 10th, but I'm the observant one. So they always do this. They go, she's trying to blackmail me. She's probably just trying to get a restraining order and get away from you. She's trying to use me. She's broke. She's an escort. She's into porn. They love to yell the word extortion. I've seen them do sickening things because they have to smear her first so she has no credibility. That's something that abusive people do. They always try and smear their victims. So let's just be very clear, Bunny and Jelly Roll. I don't want money from you. I don't want money from you. If you do something shitty and crazy in the future, that's different. But for all of this going on right now, I don't want a penny from you. So I wanted an apology, but I don't even want that anymore. I just want people to see who you are. Well, you still could have come forward and told the truth, but now it's up to me to tell the truth. Because like for every lie you tell about me, I will tell 10
It's got a weird voice.
And every time you try and smear me, I'm just going to tell the truth about you again. Hardcore loser, that was embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you. Bunny, I just want to address you directly. You are such a cowardly bitch, and I'm not scared of you anymore.
I do know Nicole to some extent. I didn't even talk to her.
Bunny and Jelly Roll, did you guys launch a smear campaign against me instead of actually?
Sound like this bit sounds familiar, don't you?
that God will always use the least likely messenger with the biggest message every single time. You can take it to the bank, baby. I love you, Jesus.
We're calling it Operation Infiltration. We're going to take over. We're going to get a building down. We're going to take over. They got one of us there. They only had to change. Send me that screenshot. Then my wife nipped that bitch in the ass, dog. My wife is a fucking savage gangster bitch that sold pussy, dude. She will clear somebody.
Play Christian, keep playing victim, time to put the devil on your lies.
I was like, what the fuck? They always got some bullshit going on, don't they? Oh, shit. He needs to take a drawer full of panties. And what the fuck are you talking about? I done stepped into something I wasn't wanting to read, I guess. I seen she was reaching out to Creek Squad members, trying to get them to fucking send all kind of information. I don't know, Blue Eyes. But I never was fooled by that fucking dude. Listen, anybody who get in a room and brag about snorting cocaine and then, you know, get in front of the media and tell all these little kids how they shouldn't do drugs and shit like that. You can't do that type of shit. To me, it was a no-go. Because them kids look up to him. Just like he said not to vote. It just kind of fucked me up when he said that. And Rusty had to come and fucking ruin it for me and tell me my vote didn't matter and broke it down to me where I understood it. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, Rusty, I appreciate that shit. Let's see what this idiot's got to say today. This dude is fucking stuck, dude. Let's see what he's calling me now.
This bitch gonna go off and hurt somebody one day. This bitch gonna go off and hurt somebody one day. Bitch gonna go off and hurt somebody one day. Go off and hurt somebody one day. This bitch gonna go off and hurt somebody one day. Gonna go off and hurt somebody one day. This bitch gonna go off and hurt somebody one day.
That's all you got to say, Carl? Jesus Christ, bro.
Hurt somebody one day. Bitch gonna go off and hurt somebody one day. Go off and hurt.
What the fuck is wrong with that weirdo, man? That motherfucker just sick, man. He needs some kind of mental help. I don't know. I don't know if that motherfucker ever recover. Yeah, I'm lost in y'all's conversation in chat.
You have shown me study after study. It's gotta stop, because we can't live like this anymore. It's fucking bullshit to live our lives like this, where you can't even get off the fucking couch. You don't take care of your dog.
Well, okay, Joe, I want to explain one little part. If you thought that you were the one that was supposed to help save the world and that no one would talk to you or try and convince you that you're not, but just say that you're not, they won't actually talk to you. You're going through all this stuff and you're begging everywhere you go. Please talk to me. I know this looks crazy.
And the one person that'll talk to him, he won't fucking talk to. Ain't that kind of All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. We gone. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. We came from a real shitty community. Oh, shit. Hey, y'all rest easy tonight. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.